From Transformers Energon, this is the Sharkticon. I call him the Sharkticon out of habit. He's just Sharkticon. There's only one of him, baby. And I love this idea, right? Because most of the time you think Sharkticon, it's that guy from G1, like Gnaw. And they don't really turn to sharks, they turn into like weird shark gremlin things. But here in Energon, Sharkticon, he turns into a boat that has the silhouette of a shark. And look at how good this boat is. Covered in guns, and yet still looks like it's made for speed. You have the silhouette of a shark. I love the bridge here. All these guns, by the way, move all around. So you go side to side on these guys. These guys also go side to side. It's such a nice looking gunship. I adore Energon, especially when they really just got out there with their design work. And how brilliant is this? Yeah, it's not the Sharkticon as we would know them, but it is a great reinvention of the name, a new identity. And this mold was so good, they used it for Skybite later on, and it worked there too, because this is just a good-looking, kind of sharky boat. Man, I wish this guy was complete. I don't have everything. He should have missiles and stuff like that, but even with this, man, it's just nice. It's just nice. I don't know how much more I can gush about this vehicle mode, so why don't we check out his robot mode? Well, before we hit robot mode, I should probably show you attack mode. Now let's say that you're Sharkticon here, right? You're going through the ocean blue, and then boom! There's dolphins. Well, I don't want to be around a dolphin. I don't know about you. So Sharkticon here, maybe he's trying to use the guns, but the dolphins, they just keep coming at him. So what does he do? Boom! Oh, they're very stiff. They're very stiff. Come on, there we go. You have these massive missile launchers that can pop out. Unfortunately, there's not a way for them to just pop out on their own. This isn't like Armada where you'd have a good pop out. But this is still pretty neat. I wish I had the missiles so that these guys could actually look the way they should. But even still, I like it. It's a little extra play feature. And now, with that, let's check out the robot mode. Oh my god. Oh my god! Oh my god, what a looker. Look, I'm sure a lot of people will look at Energon Sharkticon and make fun of these colors, but I love them! I don't know what it is, but the caramel orange and the purples and the reds, they all work for me. Alongside that, the proportions here are just incredible. The big chest, the shoulder pads, the arms, I love the fins here too. It looks like he could just punch someone and he accidentally slit their throat. I love the head design. Everything about this guy is just working for me, especially the fact that it looks like he's wearing a cape. Now, granted, he's wearing a cape because, yeah, that is a bad backpack, but it's a good bad backpack. It makes him look sinister, like he's about to dramatically flare the cape. This guy's great. This guy's really, really good. Seriously, just look at that head, even. Like, it's nondescript, and yet it kind of comes back around to looking like a dude. He looks like he's scared or worried, like, oh god, I don't want to be in the water, I don't want to be in the water, I don't want to be in the water. And you gotta think, you probably don't want to be in the water if you're a Decepticon. Who else is out there with you? Tidal Wave? Later Mirage? Oh god, the dolphins. The dolphins are never going to stop coming for you, buddy. You need to get out. Get out now. There's something about this guy and his silhouette that just makes him look regal. He looks like a king. He reminds me of Sentinel Prime from Transformers 1, just in his silhouette. And I love just posing around with him. He's so much fun. He's a nothing character, but sometimes those are the characters to have the most fun with, because it means you get to make who they are. And this guy, he has some stories to tell. You can just see it in the way he holds himself. Welp. Sharkticon has some great posability on the go. You have a ball joint in the head, though it can get you a little bit of waggle. There we go. You have a universal in the shoulder, an upper arm cut, a good deep single joint elbow, nothing in the wrist. You have waist, universal hip, and an upper leg cut that is a bit stiff, admittedly, and a good single joint knee. Doesn't quite get you to 90, but it works. And then down here, you can go back and forth at the foot. There's just one problem with this guy. Yeah, the cape is fabulous, but it makes him very back-heavy, and it can be very hard for him to use his great posability just because you're always having to counterweight that big backpack. He's always going to be beautiful, but he's going to rarely be dynamic. What's really cool is if he gets in a bad situation, he can actually mistransform himself and fold around his cannons to front forward. That is actually a design intent of this figure. That's why he doesn't come with a gun, is so that he would just do this. It's really cool, and I love seeing that clever bit of engineering to better justify the backpack. The only issue is, it's even harder to balance him like this. Sharkticon is a figure of great aesthetic and poor function. His vehicle mode and robot mode are both beautiful. I love his proportions in robot mode especially. And when you get him in a good pose, he just looks perfect. He has a design that's very unique for Decepticons, and honestly a design that's unique for Transformers in general. I compare him to Sentinel Prime, which is one of my favorite designs in all of Transformers, and it's not an odd comparison. His proportions are incredibly solid and incredibly unique. I love how Sharkticon looks. I could see him being a type of Senator Ratbat character, the type of rich nobleman that Megatron has to deal with, and he knows Megatron will never touch him, so he's a little bit more coy than other Decepticons, but ultimately he's just as spineless and evil as the rest of them. I love this character, and I love this toy, but he does have his problems. Plus, he looks great with Predacon, and isn't that ultimately what matters in the end?